a bid to improve the livestock subsector as a means of fostering economic growth, food security, and to enhance the livelihood of all Nigerians, the federal government, in collaboration with development partners in the livestock industry, has strategized for the control and eradication of pests. That will be our focus for the program this week on Agric. Today, I am Khadija Oluwatoyin Amin. Sit back, relax as I bring you details of this report. We'll be right back. Welcome back. The federal government has organized a third PPR roadmap and blueprint meeting for West African countries held in Abuja recently, where the Honorable Minister of State for Agriculture and Food Security, Dr. Aliu Sabi Abdullahi, stated that the PPR, also known as sheep and goat plague, is a highly contagious viral disease that affects small remnants, causing significant economic losses and threatening the livelihoods of millions of rural families in the West African region. He noted that the impact of the PPR extends beyond animal health, affecting food security, economic stability, and the overall well-being of the communities and most vulnerable in the society. The minister pointed out that the production, trade, and marketing of sheep and goats were seriously constrained by the continuous presence of PPR, which limits its productivity and access to markets. He stressed that the eradication of PPR and other transboundary animal disease is a critical component of the present administration, adding that eliminating the disease will not only protect our livestock but will also empower the rural communities and contribute to the nation's economic resilience. The minister pointed out that it is on record that since the inception of the PPR Global Eradication Program, the ministry has developed a strategy for the control and eradication of it in Nigeria. National-wide socio-economic impact assessments and prevalence studies have been carried out, and in recent time, over 12.5 million doses of PPR vaccines have been procured and deployed to fields for vaccination campaigns. He added that laboratory diagnostic capacity had been enhanced, stressing that Nigeria in the coming years would ensure animal vaccination of 75% of sheep and goats against PPR. Speaking further, Senator Abdullahi highlighted the challenges to include gaps in funding, logistical hurdles in reaching remote areas, and the need for continuous training and capacity building of the veterinary workforce. He noted that to address these challenges, they must strengthen the partnerships both regionally and internationally and mobilize the necessary resources to support the concerted eradication efforts. Cross-border collaboration, he said, remains critical to make a meaningful progress to achieve the desired results. Let's hear from him.
PPR, also known as sheep and goat plague, is a highly contagious viral disease that affects small ruminants, causing significant economic losses and threatening the livelihoods of millions of rural families in West Africa. The impact of PPR extends beyond animal health, affecting food security, economic stability, and the overall well-being of our communities, and the most vulnerable in the society, such as youth and women who depend on rearing of small ruminants for a living. It is worthy to remember that Nigeria is the most populous country, and given our population, it is projected that national human population will increase from this 250 million in 2024 to over 400 million by 2050. This growth in population is accompanied by an increasing demand for animal source protein that presents opportunities for revamping the livestock sector. Like one of the speakers said earlier, it is a challenge, but it also offers an opportunity. Therefore, the establishment of animal disease-free zones to export animals and animal products to other countries, such as Saudi Arabia, and improvement of animal health service delivery, such as vaccination against PPR and other preventable diseases, are of note. Furthermore, out of this population, we all know 65% live in rural areas and derive their livelihoods and household food security from livestock, mostly small ruminants, sheep and goats and poultry. It is noteworthy that Nigeria has the largest small ruminant population in Africa, with an estimate of 60.3 million sheep and 108.8 million goats. Small ruminants are therefore a readily source of income for households through sales of live animals, as it is currently ongoing because of the Salah. And I'm sure those who are preparing for the Salah must have known what the economy looks like. If you are a producer, I'm sure you are smiling like somebody is smiling. I'm not mentioning names, but I know somebody is smiling because it keeps on. Now, if you look at all of these, they also produce milk. And interestingly, many people may not know goat milk is a premium source milk, and therefore a very powerful niche for making money. And the meat also is known to be lean and well sought after. And the skin, like we used to know, the Morocco leather, as they call it, from Sokoto brown and Sokoto red and Kano brown, are all parts of the economy of these small ruminants. But when they are threatened by PPR, then you can understand the loss also. Therefore, the livestock sector is vital to the social economic development of our country, and it represents an important source of high-quality animal protein. It provides about 36.5% of the total protein intake of Nigerians, generates employment, income, and earnings from foreign exchange. The sector contributes about 17% of the agricultural gross domestic product and 5% of the national GDP. If properly annexed, the livestock sector combined, of which the small ruminants, sheep and goat plays a major role, has the potential to contribute more than 11 billion annually to our Nigerian economy. And that goes also for the economy of many African or West African countries. Unfortunately, the production, trade, and marketing of sheep and goat are seriously constrained by the continuous presence of PPR, which limits its productivity and access to market. This disease often causes large financial losses, particularly detrimental to small ruminant farmers. That is why, for us in Nigeria, under the renewed agenda of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, the government is totally committed to improving the livestock sector as a means of fostering economic growth, ensuring food security, and eradicating poverty. The eradication of PPR and other transboundary animal diseases is a critical component of this agenda. By eliminating this disease, it will not only protect our livestock but also empower our rural communities and contribute to the nation's economic resilience. It is on record, since the inception of the PPR Global Eradication Program, the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Food Security, through the Department of Veterinary and Pest Control Services, has made its own contribution in controlling and reducing the prevalence of this disease. Through coordinated and concerted effort, the ministry has developed a PPR strategy for the control and eradication of PPR in Nigeria. And of course, based on the studies and in recent times, over 12.5 million doses of PPR vaccines have been procured and deployed to the field for vaccination campaigns. Additionally, laboratory diagnostic capacity has been enhanced. Nigeria in the coming years will ensure annual vaccination of 75% of sheep and goats against PPR. So that is the target being set. Unfortunately, all the critical actors to ensure that happens in Nigeria are here. The Chief Veterinary Surgeon and the Executive Director of National Veterinary Research Institute are premier institutes for veterinary disease services. Ladies and gentlemen, despite our progress, the challenges still remain, and this includes the funding gaps, logistical hurdles in reaching remote areas, and the need for continuous training and capacity building for our veterinary workforce. To address these challenges, we will strengthen our partnership both regionally and internationally, and mobilize the necessary resources to support our concerted eradication efforts. Cross-border collaborations remain critical for us to make a meaningful progress and achieve desired results.
The minister therefore urged all participants to actively engage in the discussions, share insights, and collaborate on innovative solutions, adding that the roadmap and blueprint for PPR eradication will require meticulous planning, robust implementation, sustained commitment from all stakeholders, and effective cross-border collaboration with neighboring countries.
As we convene over the next few days, I urge all participants to actively engage in discussions, share insights, and collaborate on innovative solutions. The roadmap and blueprint for PPR eradication will require meticulous planning, robust implementation, sustained commitment from all stakeholders, and effective cross-border collaboration with neighboring countries. Let us leverage this opportunity to reaffirm our dedication to a PPR-free West African region. Before I conclude, let me also add here that in the face of all of this, we have put in place since last year an animal health reform group that is looking at some of these key gaps we have identified. And I think of note is to say that we need to look back again at our disease reporting framework. Because whatever program you have for eradication, you need a robust disease reporting framework that identifies the role of the private sector in no mistaken terms very clearly, and also identify the role to be played by the private veterinary and para-veterinary professionals who are in the field. And I think, to my mind, this is where we have been weak over the years. I will say it the way it is, and no apologies. Those in public sector, the veterinarians in public sector, and the para-professionals, many instances tend to see those in the private sector as competitors or maybe even, enemies. I don't know whether to use that word. This is where we are having the biggest challenge. Because yes, government services are structured. In our own case, down to the local government, for example, in Nigeria. But when you check, the few veterinarians who are in the field, the para-veterinarians who are out there in the field, they don't have any linkage to whatever happens in government offices. And I think in our own case, part of the strategy we are looking at is to identify areas where you need to provide support to them. And I think it's funny that we think we cannot provide support to those who are in private service. And I'm sure, for record, the World Organization for Animal Health is here. Animal health services are social service. The bulk of it in the area of market failure, where if you truly want to go in there and operate at the private sector, you will not make profit. Yet, if left unattended, the damage to the socio-economic fabric of communities can be very, very, very damaging. And so, for us, we are ready to provide guidance so that government can provide very, very robust support to those who are operating in providing animal health services across board. That way, when you have a disease reporting framework that challenges them and requires them to provide certain, information, I think they will be more than willing to see you as partners to provide this information. To my mind, this is one very important point I would like participants to debate and to come up with a very robust framework that will help us. Because let's not deceive ourselves. If you truly want to do veterinary practice, you are not going to make money. I stand to be corrected. Because the bulk of the areas you will go to operate, even the logistical challenges are enough for you. So, to me, and I'm sure the World Organization for Animal Health have said it in several documents that I've read, that animal health service is actual social service. And if it is social service, then we must demand from government participation by way of supporting those who are providing this service. You may call it subsidy, you may call it support. I see it as support, not subsidy. But if you give them that support, that strengthens them, that encourages them, and that creates that ecosystem you badly need to make sure that you know what is happening within the field.
In his welcome address, the FAO representatives and AD interim in Nigeria and ECOWAS COFI, represented by Dr. Otto Vianney, stated that the meeting provided a crucial forum to enhance coordination among countries with the aim of spearheading accelerated progress towards PPR. He pointed out that the second phase of PPR Global Eradication Program was launched in November 2022 by FAO, WOAH, and partners with the FAO headquarters in Rome, while the Pan-African Program for Eradication of PPR in 2023 to 2027 was recently endorsed and launched by the ministers in charge of animal resources development. The FAO representative added that both the PPR, GEP, BP, and Pan-African strategy recognize that the progress towards the objectives of PPR eradication, veterinary services strengthening, and a more productive small remnant sectors relies upon strong strategic partnership with regional organizations and regional economic communities who must provide regional ownership.
The second phase of the PPR Global Eradication Program, what we call PPR Game Blueprint, was launched in November 2022 by FAO, OA, and partners at FAO headquarters in Rome. While the Pan-African Program for the Eradication of PPR 2023-2027 was recently endorsed and launched by the ministers in charge of animal resources development. Both programs recognize the progress towards the objectives of PPR eradication, veterinary services strengthening, and more productive small ruminant sector. This relies upon the strong strategic partnerships with the regional organizations, regional economic communities, who must provide regional ownership, leadership, collaboration, cooperation, and coordination. This meeting in Abuja today provides a crucial forum to enhance the coordination among countries with the aim of spearheading accelerated progress towards the PPR eradication and the socio-economic benefits this will bring to West Africa. During the third regional conference, FAO regional conference for Africa, a resolution was made on the PPR as follows. I quote, further highlights within the regional priorities, strategic areas such as animal production and health, including, among others, the eradication of the pest epidemic, plus agriculture mechanization, promotion of blueprint economy for economic growth, and food security and nutrition in the region. I close the quote. PPR and the other small ruminant diseases respect neither national nor regional borders. We must do all we can to provide cross-border collaboration and actions in line with the systems approach of the PPR eradication strategy. Honorable Minister, distinguished guests, FAO, WOA, AU, IBAR, and partners, we are working together with the endemic countries as well as historically PPR-free countries to support activities towards disease freedom status, as well as promoting regional harmonization, political commitment, and advocacy. For Africa, FAO has been working closely with African Union Commission for the formulation and implementation of the continental, regional, and the national strategic plans. Through joint collaboration with WOA, but with strong partnership with such institutions and non-governmental organizations, and via the joint collaboration between FAO and IAIA, Center for Nuclear Techniques in Food and in Agriculture, to support countries, we have supported countries' laboratory and technological capacity, as well as technology transfer. Indeed, capacity building and technology transfer was carried out in collaboration with this joint center, FAO and AIA, for 39 countries and for more than 100 participants who have been trained. In 2022, the PPR proficiency testing was carried out in 31 countries for 34 laboratories. In 2023, this PPR proficiency test was carried out for 37 countries and 39 laboratories. We had a training last May in Nigeria between the Research Institute in Rome, and many participants requested FAO to congratulate the Federal Republic of Nigeria and NFLI Executive Director, Dr. Miriam, here present. I will also use this opportunity to do so for all the assistance provided for this training. FAO, with all its regional, sub-regional, and country office, as well as through the PPR GAME program in the Global Secretariat, is committed to support African Union Commission towards the eradication of PPR in Africa. To this end, it is my hope that this meeting can agree on some concrete outcomes to strengthen partnerships, country ownerships, the program coordination and cooperation between regional economic communities. The eradication of PPR can be a great gift that we can give to the future generation in Africa if we work together to achieve this goal.
In attendance were various stakeholders in the livestock sector, to include the GFTAD, Food and Agriculture Organization of the United Nations, FAO, World Organization for Animal Health, WOAH, amongst others. Effortlessly, the federal government no doubt is doing everything possible to make the agri sector thrive. And that's where we end the program for the week. Don't forget to like and follow our YouTube page, drop your comments, and don't forget to put on your notification button for more educating episodes. I am Khadija Oluwatoyin. Saying bye for now.